Today I'm going to be going through the steps of how to make chunky bar fudge, from cooking it to spreading it out and to the cutting. To make it, you're going to need 2 cans condensed milk, 1 large box of golden raisins, 1 large bag of walnut pieces, butterscotch, milk chocolate, and semi-sweet chocolate chips, and a large block of vanilla candy coating. You also need a glass container large enough to hold the amount of fudge you're making and a decent sized pot to cook it all in. Wax paper is also needed to prevent the cooled fudge from sticking to the inside of the glass container. Once you have all that stuff ready, you'll first take 1 sheet of that wax paper and make sure that it covers the entire inside of the container that you are using. Next, you'll take 1 can of condensed milk and scoop it all inside of the pot you choose to use. Make sure by this point that the burner on the stove you are going to use to make the fudge isn't on yet. Then, you'll break apart the vanilla candy coating and use chunks and drop 4 of those into the pot. After that, drop half a bag of the butterscotch, milk chocolate, and semi-sweet chocolate chips in there as well. You'll add on the other can of condensed milk and then throw on the rest of all the chocolate chip kinds into the pot. Right before turning on the stovetops, throw on the other 5 remaining chunks of the vanilla candy coating. Set the stove to about where it is on the screen. Immediately start stirring in a flipping motion. Do this constantly for however long it takes for everything to melt into one. Once you get to how it looks on the screen, that's when you'll be ready for the next step. Add in the entire box of raisins and mix them in completely. Then add in the entire bag of walnuts and stir them in like you did the raisins. Immediately after you finish mixing in the raisins and walnuts, turn off the heat and mix slightly before moving on to the next step. Take the pot full of the melted fudge off the burner, and while holding it over your container with the wax paper in it, gently scrape out everything in the pot into the container. While the fudge is still hot and undried, spread it evenly across the container so that it completely covers the inside of it. Use the back of the wooden spoon you use for this. Once done spreading, take the still hot fudge and put it inside the refrigerator. Typically, it should take between 1 and 3 hours for your fudge to completely cool and harden. Once it has hardened, take it out of the refrigerator and its container and carefully peel off all the wax paper on it. Then use a knife or a pizza cutter if you have one to cut the fudge into fairly large blocks. Most of these will be left uncut after you cut them like this, to let the insides of these blocks remain still semi-undried, which tastes better when they haven't been left fully cut into bite-sized chunks for extended periods of time. Leaving these blocks either in a fridge or on a counter will preserve most of their flavor. Take the blocks you aren't immediately eating and wrap them each in wax paper, making sure they are fully covered in. You can put these anywhere they won't likely melt for storage, and it can last up to 2 to 3 months in the freezer after you make it. For the parts you will eat, cut them into bite-sized chunks between 1 and 2 inches wide on each side. These will be good left out for 3 to 7 days before drying out completely. Store in a proper container and eat as desired. And that's everything for how to make chunky bar fudge.